Hey everybody, Vince here from Premier Audio Video. Just wanted to show everybody a pretty typical video production system that we put in churches here. And just want to basically show you what goes into a typical video production system. Okay, so what we have here is we needed a system that would be able to record 2 different camera angles, as well as have an input for a computer, and to be able to do a slideshow presentation or a what they call lower thirds, where it gives the whoever's speaking, it shows the person's name or whatever. We wanted those kinds of capabilities, and we also wanted to be able to stream whatever we produced, different camera angles, PowerPoint, whatever, and be able to either stream it or record it. So in this case here, what we used was we used a Roland. This is a 4-channel. This is the model VR4 HD. It's an HD 4-input switcher. And what we're able to do is we're able to put 4 different sources in, whether it's 2 cameras and 2 computers or whatever. We can put 4 different sources in here, and by whatever button we have highlighted here is what will go out to the either streamer or recorder. So you can see as I switch to buttons, the red box highlights which camera or computer, whatever, we're sending out to the recorder. So anyway, the video switcher makes kind of a transition between these different devices, and makes for a nicer presentation on the recorded side. So basically we have the this, like I said, it's a 4-channel input, 4-input video switcher. We also have 8 channels of microphone if we needed. We can plug actually 8 microphones into here as well. Right now we just have the one audio input, which is our audio input from the main mixing board that they use for the church. So that's all we need. We need input from there, and then we have, this is our output. We also have input levels for our HDMI sources, in which case our main HDMI source is going to be this computer right here. This computer is either going to do a PowerPoint slideshow, or it's going to do lower thirds, or whichever. At this point here, it has a prayer on there, but we can make it say whatever using PowerPoint, or using something software called Easy Worship, or Renewed Vision makes something called Pro Presenter. We use that in several places as well. Anyway, in this case here, is in the simplest form. We just wanted to have 2 different camera angles for an interesting view, as well as having the ability to show not only here in the sanctuary, but also on the recorded video or streamed video. We want to be able to show the words to whatever song or reading that we're doing or whatever. So that's what the computer input is for. You'll notice that there's actually 4 squares. We have 2 cameras, one in this situation, 2 cameras, 1 computer. The 4th square down on the right hand side is actually our recorded view, so we can keep an eye and make sure that our recorder is recording, that it's seeing a picture, and so forth. So the bottom right hand corner in this situation is just basically just showing us. Now if I wanted to do a playback on that recorder, I can do that as well. Or I can unplug that input altogether and plug another computer into it. Why would I want to do that? Is maybe I wanted to use computer number 3 over here as words on occasion, but maybe I wanted lower thirds that uses a green screen background, but I don't want them showing up on my monitors here in the sanctuary. So what I would do is I would put my green screen in number 4, or my lower thirds with the green background on number 4, and I would use something called a keyer on the right here on the video mixer, which would black out the background and allow me to insert the picture of the camera with the text overlay over top of it. So maybe we want to do that someday, but at this point here, they wanted something basic and simple, and this is what we picked. So like I said, video switcher. We have 2 cameras. One is a motorized camera, and the other camera is a fixed camera. You can't see it, but it's actually behind that first monitor on the right-hand side. And it is there just as a just as an extra view, you know, just to keep it interesting as we're watching it. We can switch between camera number 1 and camera 2. And another thing we can do, like I said, the red box is what we're either streaming or showing live right now. If I move the box over to camera number 2, that gives me time to move camera number 1 into a different position without the audience seeing it. This is a PTZ controller, and I already have presets saved into here. So if I wanted to recall a preset, I'll hit recall, and then I'll do, say, number 2, and enter, and we'll see that that camera moves to its spot. And now I can switch back to that, and the person on the other end doesn't know that we just manipulated the camera, doesn't get, you know, what I call seasick. So, you know, it's just basically, it's a way I can move back to camera number 2. I can recall another preset for that camera view. Once that's in place, switch back over to that. So it just makes it easier to have 2 cameras, a nicer production. If you have 2 cameras, that you can you know, do that. And if you only had one computer and 1 camera, you can go to the computer's video. Like I said, that could be a PowerPoint, or it could be YouTube, or it could be even a Zoom call from somebody that's remote. You know, so that's the nice thing about having a computer plugged right into the switcher. Well, anyway, while it's on that mode, we can again take and manipulate our camera number 1 to wherever we want it to go before going back live with it. Again, number 2 is our live view. So that's what we use the second cameras for, or the computer. So the VR4 HD is a nice unit. We use a lot of different brands, and for different functions, maybe different people have different abilities and skills and whatever. We are also another dealer of something called Blackmagic, which makes their ATEM line is very advanced. There are other people that just use computer software, which, you know, can work. But, you know, I find that, you know, this here, I have the buttons right in front of me. I can easily switch. I can see what it's doing. It's just more convenient for me to have, you know, a tactile, you know, device right here in front of me. You know, this is my controller. You know, it's right in front of me. I'm not using a mouse. I'm not, you know, I don't know. It's just that some people, you know, don't mind that. I like to have it right here in front of me. Our computer, in this case here, is a basic, this is just a Windows-based PC, or laptop, and a mouse with an HDMI output. Again, that's going into HDMI 3 on our video switcher. Now, a couple other things we did for this installation. We wanted to have the ability to, for these sanctuary screens, to show what was on the computer all the time. So that's what it's doing. The computer is going to display out to both the sanctuary TVs and the switcher at the same time. The switcher, whatever we have switched at that time, whether it's a camera or computer or whatever, is then going to go to either our record or our stream. And I'll show you those now. This here is a table we picked for them for a lot of reasons. We wanted a nice quality table, and we also wanted a steel frame because we did attach a lot of things to it wiring wise. You can see there's some wires down there. We attached to the frame. We have power strips and things like that underneath. You know, it makes it very, you know, it's a workstation, you know. So using this table here, we were able to create a nice workstation. Everything is controlled on and off. Right here, this is a power button for all of the devices in the rack here. If I wanted to turn the TVs on and off, I just point at my infrared repeater right here, and it'll turn the TVs off in the sanctuary. On the left-hand side is a Datavideo HD recorder. The nice thing about this recorder is that, again, hard buttons, record, play, pause, and so forth. If I wanted to like watch back the video that I made, I just, you know, plug the USB stick in, select the file, play, pause, whatever. We can do it all right from there. Very simple. It records onto an a USB stick, but it's a fancy higher speed USB device, not something that you just find at Staples or anything like that. And that, you know, that's some of the things that we provide for you with the system. Some of the other devices in this rack you can see up there, there's HDMI switchers, and there's also HDMI splitters, I should say, as well as SDI to HDMI converters and things like that. There's also a PoE Ethernet switch that powers up some of our devices as well. Right here is, and I'm not going to turn it on right now because I don't want it to go live, but this is a Teradek streamer, and I call it a streamer. It's a streaming encoder. So basically it takes our video, whatever it might be at the time, and it will send it to you know, YouTube or Facebook or whatever we want. And in fact, we can go to another service called Restream or Caster, and we can send to, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 different places at the same time. Right. The other thing that's nice about it, it will work off of Wi-Fi. It'll also work off of a wired connection. It'll also work off of a cellular connection, or we can add even SIM cards to this and be able to stream live outside the building. So right onto cellular, just right from this Teradek streamer. Very, very, very nice. A lot of different things we can do with it, and picture quality is excellent when it does it. In this case here, when we were done installing the system, the wired internet was not ready. So what we did was we've been using a hotspot for now, just to be able to have internet for the Teradek streamer. In a lot of cases, that would be very risky, and you know, you want to try to stream it wireless to this. In our case here, with using the Teradek, we find that we can definitely send 1080p signals of complete mass over this Verizon hotspot, and it works fine. You know, so it will work using this this hotspot as its network. You don't want to keep it that way. I mean, it does use a lot of data to stream. So, you know, once the internet gets done here, it'll be we'll just use a hardwired line, and that's about it. So I just wanted to show you what a typical system would look like here. This is again a nice, easy to work video production system for a church.